Welcome back to Beyond the Frame. Today we'll be talking about this week's new releases, the Academy Awards, and a plethora of news for films in development. Let's get into it. All right, Brantley. So starting it off this week, we got two brand new movies. We got Presence and Flight Risk. Starting it off with Presence, because I feel like this is the one with the most substance and most to chew on. I'm not going to lie to you. Initial reaction, what'd you think? No spoilers.
I think Presence, I don't know, going into it, I really didn't know what to expect. Like, I knew it was like a POV kind of film, like another first person. It's weird, like, watching this and Nickel Boys in like the same like month.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just like, I don't know, it's just interesting because like they're kind of similar in that way where like it's this like kind of first person point of view situation. But going into, I really didn't know much about it. I knew that people were like, oh, the marketing's very deceiving, stuff like that. I didn't see any marketing for this, so I really didn't have any idea like what it was gonna be like. So I think maybe if I saw the marketing, I'd be more disappointed. But
I saw the trailer for the first time today as I was editing my video for it, and the marketing gives literally nothing away. It's just like the presence thing, like the entity. It's just the entity walking around the house during different moments. Like that's the thing is like if you watch this movie in any context or any order outside of what it's presented to you as, you'd have no idea what the story is because you just can't know. You know what I mean? Like there's not action. It's just an observation more so. And I don't know. That's what I really liked about the film. I think there's a lot of like very essential flaws, I'd say, and we'll get into that later. But I think on a baseline level, the idea of just, first of all, the point of view thing and it not being a gimmick. Oh my goodness. Like we were like 10, 15 minutes into the movie and I was like, wow, they're actually using this idea. Like it is kind of cool.
dude,
Go ahead.
it was great. I was going to mention something really quick. I was looking up stuff after the movie, bro. Do you know they shot this on like a Sony camera, like $9,000 camera?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what the heck?
It was the FX, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and I looked it up. It was shot on a Sony A9 III with a Sony G lens.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's crazy to me. And like, but yeah, you're right. When the camera, like the movements is like, it's so interesting because like when I was thinking about it, I was like, I wonder like going to it, I'm like, I wonder how the camera's like how it's gonna work because it's like an entity. Because like with Nickel Boy, it's like it's moving like a person kind of like it steps like it kind of immerses you in like that point of view of like a person. But this one like it's
just
cool
floating.
You're like floating around and like at first it does feel a little weird, kind of how Nickel Boys felt weird like in the first few minutes. But after a while, it's like I'm like you're kind of just locked into what's going on, and like I really just like how like through the camera movements, I felt you could really kind of in a weird way. Like I thought I was going crazy, but I really felt like it was intentional. Like you kind of understand like the entity, bro. Like you kind of felt like kind of what it was like feeling in a way, but you never said anything. I was like
110% agree with you, and I want to talk about that in the spoiler section. So we'll get into that in just a second here. But before we get into like I guess the humanization of the entity, I guess. What did you think of the overall performances? Because to me, that was easily the weakest aspect of the entire film.
Okay, the performances. When I watched it, I really didn't like anyone but the dad. I think his name was Chris Sullivan. That's the actor. I thought he was really good. I think everyone else was kind of like shaky. I think the mom, she was good at times, but everything it just felt a little awkward. Even like the son, like bro, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't like when they had a little argument scene like at the dinner.
It was like, corny as fuck, bro.
I was like, yo,
so like that guy, by the way, because he's supposed to play like a dick character. You know what I mean? He's not supposed to be a good guy, but it was so corny. And I think I'm not gonna lie to you, the script works on a very like existential level, but the like character like dialogue is not. It's like it's on some M. Night Shyamalan shit in my opinion. Like it is not. It kind of feels cardboardy to me.
It kind of is. I'm not gonna lie, but so I was reading some stuff today, and like I'm not saying this necessarily like makes it better or I like it more, but I guess I understand. But people are saying that it's just like an intentional like choice. It's meant to be kind of like cheesy and on the nose, especially with like I guess we're getting spoilers, but like the kind of antagonist human character in the movie. He's meant to be kind of like this 80s-esque like just kind of cheesy like emo kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I guess like looking through it through that lens, I could kind of see what he was going for, but I still think it kind of felt awkward because they didn't like lean into that like hard enough, in my opinion, for it to like seem fully intentional.
I think if they said it in that type of time, it would have worked. But the thing is,
I
like that they said, I like that it's a modern tale of trauma. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think it's something that a lot of people don't necessarily think of, is not like familial trauma. Like this explores familial trauma in a way like we have not seen in a very long time. For example, Wolfman and most other films explore familial trauma in a downward sense, right? It's like my grandfather had this, my father had this, and I'm passing this on to my daughter. You
Yeah,
know what I
it's
mean?
like
It's
generation
like
of generation. Yeah.
generation from top to bottom. But here, it's trauma that starts in the center of the family and expands outwards, right? So it's not going through generations. And I think that is a way more interesting way to talk about and explore trauma. And then on top of that, you put like the non-physical ghost aspect of it all together. I really do think it works. I think that one sequence, probably my favorite, I guess, acting moment of the whole film is, and it's very on the nose, but it's when the dad goes outside and he's just on the phone with the guy, and he's just like, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "No," and he like the phone ends and he's just sitting there crying. And a lot of times this film was like cutting to black, and I was like I wanted to see more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end, it kind of worked. I thought throughout the whole film, I was like, damn, this is going to be my problem. Like, they're going to give us so much, but so little. But by the end, we get just enough for me to be satisfied. What did you think of the girl's performance? Because to me, it works when she's by herself, but the second she has to act across another person, does not work at all.
That's interesting. Yeah, I feel like I kind of agree with you there, but I don't know. I feel like it depends on who she was acting with. Like, I thought her scenes with like the main kind of like antagonist guy was, like she was good in those scenes. I think scenes with her dad. I think like I don't know the arguments with her brother. Like again, like I think that was kind of both on their parts. It just felt a little corny and like weird. I'm like I didn't really like believe it necessarily. Like it just felt a little too over the top. Like I don't know. It didn't feel like fully like real to me. Like those arguments.
There was the one scene between the daughter and the dad where he's talking about like I don't really believe in like Christ and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a good
I,
scene.
I did not expect the movie to take like the religious turn that it did, and I'm glad it leaned into it just enough to where I was like, because I obviously the whole movie's from the point of view of like the entity, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to get to like a spiritual level of the entity.
No, neither did I. I was like, dang, like,
dude, low-key, I'm liking this movie more the more I talk about it. Like, I'm kind of gassing it up. Hold on.
Because I think like it's crazy how much is like packed in here, and this movie is probably one of these shortest movies I've seen in theaters in like such a long time. It's like an hour 20 minutes, but it's so much in here. I feel like that they pack in, and I just think that's really its biggest strength. It gives you so much, but it doesn't feel like it's overstuffing it either. It's like everything I think flows like really really well. Like they tell you just enough to like just so you get the idea. Like one thing they touched on is like I guess. Are we gonna spoilers? Is the
honest,
like,
I think let's just go into spoilers here.
Right,
you guys
spoilers.
can skip to the timestamp linked in the description down below. The very end of our spoiler review, we'll be giving our rating for the film, and then obviously we'll talk about flight risk. But yeah, Bradley, let's get into spoilers.
Yeah, so like I guess the first thing I mentioned like so it's this like subplot which I thought they were gonna go deeper into but they didn't like, about like the mom she's doing something like illegal and that's basically kind of like got them in the house and stuff like that. I thought that was interesting. Like the husband wasn't comfortable with it because he was on the phone with the guy.
This subplot at all whatsoever.
Really?
Wait, what is this?
Well, wait, no, not subplot. That was a bad word. But like the detail, because whenever he's on the phone with the guy, he's like, "Oh, like what would you do?"
Oh, it's like, what if my wife is into something?
Yeah.
Oh,
and like she's talking to the son when she was drinking, like, "Oh, like you know, you do things that are wrong for people that you love, but like it's worth it in the end." Like, so we don't know what the mom did, but she did something crazy to like get them, I guess, something, the house or whatever the case may be.
God.
And I thought that was like really cool. That like, but I think like they tell you just enough. Like it could have been kind of drawn out thing maybe.
Yeah.
To, like, and that would have kind of ruined the movie. But like I think they just give you just enough to like understand like the dad's feelings and like you don't have to know everything, but like you get just enough to, like for it to like kind of intrigue you. So I thought that really worked.
Damn, I did not catch on to that at all. It's because okay, so like I totally understand the whole like I just viewed it from the boy mom point of view. You know what I mean? Of like the mom just loves her son so much she's willing to do anything for him, but like. I didn't view it in like an illegal sense. I'm not gonna lie. When the dad was on the phone, I thought it was just some kinky shit. Like I thought it was just.
Bro, he was gonna leave his wife, bro.
I just thought it was like oh my wife is into some weird shit. Like I don't really know what to do. Like that's what I thought this whole thing was. No, I don't know. I guess the main spoiler thing to talk about is the entity at the end of the film, right?
Yeah.
So, Brantley, you go ahead and explain the brother thing, and then I'll explain. Why I don't why my other theory, I guess.
Yeah. So like when I first watched the movie, I didn't take the ending like when so she looks in the mirror, she sees her dead son and stuff like that. I just took it as like like now like because I know like when the lady was in the house, she was like like some people like the door is never open, but like some things can happen where like the door could open. So I thought the son dying is basically like now she can like kind of see spirits and stuff like that. Basically.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I took it as. I didn't take it as the idea until I went on to Reddit this morning. Reddit kind of locked in. They opened my eyes that the entity, the presence, was the brother. But now when the evidence in the movie makes sense. I guess the movie was trying to kind of hint this idea. I just didn't pick up on it because when the lady comes in the house, she's talking about how the entity doesn't like obey time. Like it's outside of time, and it's kind of like it just does its own thing. It's confused, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I think the fact that they mentioned that it's not contained to time was kind of like it's hint that like, oh, this is like the brother. Like towards the end, like he was the presence the whole time.
Yeah.
Which I think like that idea is it's interesting. The fact that like it could have just been him. He's just in this time loop, correct? Like not correct. Yeah, basically, like, he's just causing his own death like all the time.
Yeah, like a loop. Yeah.
And also, my bad. One more thing. The line from the dad, he's like, it wouldn't kill you once to help your sister. I was like, dang.
Oh shit, that's crazy. Oh yeah, no, that's wild. Yeah,
I was like, I didn't pick up on it. I was like,
yeah, no, that's enough to convince me. Okay, so my theory before Brantley just told me that line, because that line that's crazy. Like that is, I think that confirms it. I think it was definitely the whole time. So my theory, the entire runtime of the film was that, so the main antagonistic figure, we're just gonna call him the white guy because he's the only like white kid in the entire film. So so the white dude, who by the way I think gives one of the worst acting performances of the decade, I'm not gonna lie, genuinely ruined the fucking movie for me. It was so bad. And if they set this shit in like the 80s, I wouldn't have minded because like it kind of sounds like some corny like Die Hard type of dialogue.
It was so
bad. It was so bad. Like some of the worst dialogue execution I've ever seen. But never.
People are praising it. People like this. Like people.
That is crazy. Like, I mean, I get it if they're like viewing it from the point of like it's supposed to be corny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess I get it from that point of view, but I don't know. For me personally, it just didn't work at all.
Yeah, it didn't work for me either.
Yeah. But my whole idea was that, so I believe the girl's name was Nadia, the girl that died, like the main girl's best friend, right? So the main girl's best friend, we find out at the end that the white dude also killed her. And so I thought, and he's like, oh, I met her at a party once. I thought that the party was at the house that the family bought because the house is by the school. It's in that school district. They make that a point in the very beginning, right? So I thought it was this party takes place at this house. He kills Nadia, and Nadia was the last person to die in that house, so she is the ghost. She's the entity. She's the presence. And then the next person to die in the house is the brother, so the brother becomes the entity. Because after he jumps out of the window and stuff like that, there's no other like action taken. Then we just cut to the next thing where we see him in the mirror. So we don't see anything proving or disproving that it like switches. But my only thing is, the only reason I'm like a little bit confused on if it's the brother or not is, and I guess there's certain things that the entity probably can't change. Like I guess like a canon event sort of thing. You know what I mean? Because the first time when the white guy tries to drug the sister, he shakes the table and the cup falls off. So he's able to stop something in that moment. But the second time he doesn't do anything at all. So if it is the brother, I'm assuming that he just can't change certain things. But if it was Nadia, she just didn't really know like that one thing was going to lead to the next and that the brother would die. So,
that's my thing. That's one thing I think is kind of like maybe I just don't understand it, but I do think it is a slight like I guess plot hole. Like the fact that like the entity like could do things at certain times, like or like control things at certain times, but then didn't do anything at all. Yeah. And, like obviously crazy stuff was happening. Like he stopped the sister from getting drugged that one time, and then later on he just like let it play out without interfering. So it's like I don't really understand that if it is like the brother. Like, but then someone brought up another good point. Like when she's like in the room with the guy. Like, when they're having sex like that, he's like, the entity's like hiding in the closet because, of course, like, the brother wouldn't want to see like
but
his
he's watching. No. Listen.
That's true. He is watching. But He was watching.
He was watching.
But I don't know, bro. Like,
and also, okay, when the guy pointed out the thing of you still print pictures, and he picks up the picture of Nadia, the entity comes out of the closet when he mentions Nadia. That's why I thought it was also her.
That's true. I feel like it could be either way, but because I'm still kind of on the fence about it, like because like the brother thing, I think I want to believe it because to me it's more interesting. But the Nadia thing, I feel like still kind of makes more sense to some degree.
I agree, but I think the switching bodies make sense as well. Like
the
last person to die, I think that is just completely what happened. And I think that's the best way to explain it. You know what I mean? To keep some sort of like consistency.
There's like this theme in the movie too about like it's something I still haven't even seen anyone like write about online either. It's just like stuff I've like picked up on, but like I can't find an explanation for it. But like something in the movie, it's like this idea or like theme of like control, because you think about like remember like that's like with the
Yeah.
rapist guy, he's talking about oh you have control. It's like false sense of control, and then the dad was like oh like your whole like life like my mom controlled everything, like
Yeah.
your mom controls everything. Like it's this idea of like control. I really don't understand what the movie's trying to say with that, especially with like the presence. Like it's like oh, just some things that we can control and can't control. I don't know what we're trying to say with that, but like it's just I don't know. It's a lot in here, and I feel like that's the only reason why it's kind of sticking with me. But I think like in general, I just liked how they kind of how everything was just like executed, and I really like how it was just like a family drama. Like I'm happy it wasn't like kind of a horror movie like I expected. Like I'm happy it was just like oh like we're just scaring people like the whole movie like. I think the route that they took with it being kind of like this family drama, I think that's just very interesting and just like something I haven't really ever kind of seen like in this way at all.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. It's definitely unique, but most of the I guess familial drama, and I think it was just the acting. None of it, like I didn't really care for most of it.
That's understandable though.
But I still was like generally, what the fuck is going on? And that counts as intrigue. You know what I mean? That counts. They had me wrapped in and reeled in. So, yeah, no, I had a I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. Like, so I don't know. You ready to give your final score?
Yeah, man. I'm ready.
All right, you can go first.
What did I give it? I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. I think I'm sticking with it. But okay, I don't know. I think on a rewatch it could go up, bro. Like I really enjoyed this, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like 4.5 would be like a big jump, but like I think it was really good, man. Also, bro,
Yeah.
Julia Fox got the easiest bag of her life, bro.
Oh my god, she's literally in the movie
Jeez.
for like 2 minutes, and then Neon used her to promote the whole thing. Like,
But she was in the
crazy.
Criterion closet, and everything,
I know.
bro. Like she's barely in this movie. Like
I know
at
she's
all.
literally in the movie for the first like 4 minutes, and then they called it wraps on her entire runtime. But I'm gonna. Originally, I gave this movie a 3 out of 5, but I'm gonna move this up to a
Yes,
3.5
sir.
out of 5. Okay,
I'll take it.
I think there's a lot to chew on here. I don't think it's perfect. I think I was just overreacting to the final moments of the movie where like that dude was the fucking white guy was just pissing me off. and I
His
was
performance
so,
is
like-
so funny, bro.
I was like, genuinely, I had to contain my The fact that I was containing my laughter in a scene like that is so bad. Like that just shows you how unserious the writing was. But yeah, do you have any final thoughts on Presence before we move on, Brantley?
I just think I don't know. I think people should tap in for sure. I mean, I think it's a different
100%.
kind of experience. I honestly, people are mad because like, oh, Neon kind of marketed this as like, oh, like the next big horror movie. Like, I think people are mad because they marketed it kind of like Long Legs. I guess they're like, oh, this is the scariest thing ever, and it's gonna. I don't know why they keep doing that. I mean, I get why they keep doing it.
You know they're doing that with the monkey too. It's so.
Oh, for
over.
sure, because like, it gets people like in seats, but it's just like, I think it does also set people up for disappointment at the same time. 'Cause people feel the same about
Yeah.
Long Legs. Like, I mean, even I felt the way to some degree, and I like Long Legs. It was like I'm like,
Yeah, I don't like
"Ooh,
Long Legs,
scariest
so.
movie ever. It's yeah, we know, man. But bro, the monkey, bro, he's coming back. Osgood Perkins, bro, classic on the way, bro. You heard it here first. Like,
Dude, I see that trailer. I've seen that trailer about 700 times in theaters.
No,
It's
for
actually
real.
insane. I see that shit way too much. Anyways, moving on. Second film that came out this weekend. Marky Mark is back in theaters. Flight Risk hits theaters this weekend, directed by the one and only Mel Gibson. First movie in 10 years. It's basically like a thriller / like transport heist movie that takes place 95% of it in like a cargo airplane, like a very small,
Yeah.
from Alaska to some random ass place in like Washington to transport a witness. We got Mark Wahlberg with the receding hairline playing basically a terrorist. Bradley, initial thoughts. What'd you think of Peak?
Peak is crazy. Going into this, man, I remember when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, bro, like this is gonna be so bad, but I knew it was gonna. I thought it was gonna be entertaining. I was like, oh, this is gonna at least be funny. Like Mark Wahlberg's doing this crazy accent. They're in like this situation, like just this plane. I'm like, I think it's gonna be like it's a stupid time. And I thought it was at least gonna be a fun time though. I did not have that much fun.
It wasn't at least a fun time, bro.
I think it would have been a fun time if it was at least like wacky enough. Like it's wacky, but like not that wacky. Like for
Okay.
me to say it's like a bad like I thought it was gonna be like so bad it's good. It's just like bad to me. Like it's not like so bad it's good. Like
So, man, I'm just sad, bro. Like I can't enjoy
I
anything anymore, bro. Like, okay, I'm not gonna say. Okay, for context, I watched this movie in 40x, so take that as you will. But I don't think this movie's great. But maybe it was because I just watched Presence and like my mind was like, holy fuck, like I need something that's
yeah.
not about to make me want to kill myself. So I watched Flight Risk, and great way to end the night. Like I got out of the theater at like 11:30, and I was
Yeah.
like I had so much not adrenaline in terms of like the movie was like had me on the edge of my seat because I knew exactly what was gonna happen. Well, actually, I didn't. I'm not gonna talk spoilers, but like I didn't think everyone was making it out alive. I'm not gonna lie to you. So like there were
Really?
some like general surprises here. I thought the twists with like the like internal stuff at the police department and FBI stuff. I thought that was cool. Um, Mark Wahlberg is like got the easiest bag of his life too. Like he was basically sitting there in handcuffs for 90% of the movie,
Bro.
and then had to do
Yeah.
action every like 20
And
minutes.
just making
So
sex jokes the whole time.
yeah, okay. I want to say as much as I'm gonna defend this movie, the dialogue is so like the jokes that Mark Wahlberg makes are so bad. Like not bad in terms of they're not funny because they got a little chuckle out of me in terms of like what the fuck is going on, but he's making grape without the G jokes for like 90% of this film. It
But
is
he's a
it's
bad guy though. I mean, he's like a villain. Like he's a terrible
okay,
person in the movie.
brother, but like at a certain point, you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like we
definitely. It
get
is like
it.
overindulgent. Like it was definitely like, bro. Like
Like
literally, like,
that,
half the movies him saying, "Bro, come back here, come back
yeah,
here."
take my
I'm
pants
like,
off or some
yeah, I'm
ridiculous
like,
shit, bro. Like
yo,
it's crazy. Um, I think
bro was
Topher
fiending on
Grace
the
though.
plane,
Yeah,
bro.
no. He was like, I want to end my life with some fire shit. Like that's what he was going for, bro.
Bro,
But
he
I
wanted
thought,
them both. That's the funny part. Too. He
dude,
wanted
no,
them
no, no.
both, bro.
Oh my god, he was like this might be worse than Brantley after Challengers, bro. Like this is like not okay. I will say Topher Grace was really good though. Like I
Oh,
genuinely
definitely.
like I thought he was funny. The scene where Mark Wahlberg and the lady are talking to each other and he's like doing like the little like the talking thing and he's like
Yeah.
mimicking them like that's funny. I think the evolution of his character was also kind of cool. Like I liked it. I thought it was well earned, I guess, to an extent.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. I found everything to be like slightly entertaining, but you know that Mel Gibson directed this when like the like IT tech dude has the most like insane Indian
Bro,
accent of
his
all
voice was.
time.
I thought that was
Like,
AI, bro. Like his
dude,
voice just
it's
sounded.
it is like the most racist Indian accent I've ever heard in my entire life, and I've heard a lot of them, guys. Trust me. This shit is so bad. And the fact that oh my god, they had the balls to put the voice to the face. They gave bro a cameo at the end of the movie. And I was like, there's no way you're embarrassing him like that. Like, oh, I felt
Bro, hold
so
on,
bad.
bro.
I know they gave him back, but like, I mean, the dude was good. Like he was getting the job done, but I know Mel Gibson was like, more Indian, more Indian. Give me more Indian in that.
More
Like, I
Indian is
know that was his direction on set.
insane,
It's great.
bro.
Um, okay, I will say, as much as I generally what?
More Indian is.
Brantley brought this point up before we started recording. I do think like on a general level, it doesn't look that great. Like it's just like it looks like an average like small budget movie. But again, I think for being like I don't know how much this movie cost, but like I'd be willing to say, could you check? But I'd be willing to say it's
Yeah,
under
check.
like 30.
Yeah, it's estimated 25 million. Apparently, yeah, 25
Come on,
million.
like that's not bad. Like okay, there's one scene, bro. This shit pissed me off so bad. Where they like are pulling up the plane and they literally go through the mountain. They
Bro,
literally
yes.
go right through the snow.
I was like, yo.
Whole theater busted out laughing in a bad way. Like, also I was in 40X,
like,
so they were
what?
they were absolutely fucking with us. Like
I was
that
like,
shit,
what
like I was in
science is
zero
this,
gravity,
bro?
bro. It was
Yeah.
that was the one moment like okay, bro, you gotta admit like there was a good like it was pretty realistic like for like the whole like flying idea of it.
Yeah, like
Other
for like
than also
in like a movie sense, it was pretty
Yeah.
like grounded.
like
for
they
the
were
most
doing
part.
some like wicked stuff other than the one part where like Mark Wahlberg like falls on the lady and she's like pinned like they're going downward like literally like
Yeah.
against gravity, bro. and she somehow gets him off of him and
Bro.
pulls the plane up. That was a little crazy.
Yeah.
And then
But
obviously
that's
the
like
snow
movie
thing.
stuff though. So like I can
That's what I'm
excuse it. Like
saying.
that's like within like the realm of movies, I like okay, this isn't too like crazy, but like the amount I was like the fact they made like these big moments, he was like pull up, and
I know,
like,
and they
just
still
fly.
hit it and went right through. I was like, "There's no way this shit is real, bro."
I was like, yo, what is happening?
I don't know. I found it fun. Like I had a decent enough time. I will say the 4DX was really underwhelming. Well, I guess it wasn't 4DX's fault as much as it would just there just wasn't that much action. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was weirdly for a movie called Flight Risk. It was a lot of talking.
I mean, it was very like dialogue heavy, bro. Like I was kind of surprised. I thought it'd definitely be a bit more like kind of fast paced, but I mean, yeah, it's really it's only like really three kind of big I think like action like moments, and we have like the end, and then there's like what two like kind of fight scenes in the middle.
Are we
like,
even counting like the flare sequence? Like, dude, it's literally like they do one thing. Mark Wahlberg cuts himself free. They have like a 20-second action sequence, and then they get him back. You know what I mean? It's like
no, for
there was
real.
no point for him to be there. It's also like, oh, we're gonna keep him alive so he can pilot the thing, like the plane for us if we need him.
Yeah,
He's not piloting shit. He's gonna drive you into the ground. Like, there's no reason to keep him alive
Bro.
other than for Mark Wahlberg to do some like psycho shit. But
that
I
was
don't know.
funny
Like,
as hell, dude. The flare scene, bro, that got
was
me
crazy.
because I'm like, because Mark Wahlberg's character, he literally has like. He's shooting a gun. He has a gun, bro. She comes from behind cover. She rolls, bro. Has the
This is kinda
flare.
tough.
And I'm like, bro, you had like a good like 4 to 5 seconds to just shoot her with a regular gun. Like, I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
That shit was so funny, bro. Oh, I love this movie, bro. It's so okay. I want to say, guys, I enjoyed this movie, but in no way do I like Mel Gibson or Mark Wahlberg for the most part. I just want to clarify that. If this is the trajectory of Mark Wahlberg's career for the rest of his time being in Hollywood, I fuck with it. Give me more of this, bro. Give me like the most average.
I haven't seen Mark
C-tier
Wahlberg in a
movies
movie
ever.
in so
That's what
long.
I'm
I
saying.
feel like,
Especially in theaters. Like, it's crazy. I don't know.
I do feel like this is like I haven't seen him like from what I've seen from Mark Wahlberg not show this much like it's like personality within like
This is the type of thing Jason Statham needs to do. Right?
For
Like,
real.
am I wrong? Like,
I kind of like Jason Statham just making a bunch of like occupation movies, bro. Just
For
every
working
job.
man, bro. I saw the poster for that for the first time yesterday in person. That shit pissed me off. I think Mark Wahlberg at least tries something new and interesting here, and that's enough for me to care about it. I guess any final thoughts before we get into our final score, Brantley?
Oh, it's kind of a similar thing, like kind of how you kind of grew with presence as we talked about it. This one,
Let's
this
go!
one, like it's still bad, but like, I also like talking about it and the thing about moments that like I found ridiculous. Like there is like a lot of funny stuff in
It's
here, like
fun, bro.
unintentionally. So I feel like
Okay,
that's
but think
most of
about
my.
it. If you didn't watch this movie on a 2 p.m. on a Friday, I think you would have liked it a lot more. Like, I think if you were hitting like an opening night audience or like going with a couple of friends, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could laugh.
intoxicated.
Oh, okay, yeah, a little
I'm just
high as
like
fuck.
maybe
No.
like that would have saved it a little bit, but
Oh no. All right. Final rating, Bradley. What do you give Flight Risk?
I'm sorry, bro. I still got to stick with a 2 out of 5, bro. Maybe 2.5 though.
Okay.
Maybe 2.5.
All right. 2.5. We decided. No, I'm kidding.
But I'm gonna stick with 2 out of 5. I can't like I don't know. I can't recommend this, but like but like you said, if you're just going out with friends, it would be a funny
Yeah.
watch like with people. Like you can, it's definitely something you probably can get some laughs at. It's just some ridiculous stuff in here. I'm not gonna lie.
Completely agree. You know what? The more we've talked, I've literally swapped my scores for Flight Risk and Presence between this conversation. Originally, I had Flight Risk at a 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to bump this down to a 3 out of 5. I still really, really enjoyed this movie. I think it's so fun. Like,
This is like probably like what Mel Gibson or like his team of writers maybe thought like, oh, like Hollywood is like so liberal, like
so
we could, like,
anti
we
this,
could,
this,
we
this.
could try to be like liberal though. Like no, maybe it's like he just didn't understand like how to include like LGBTQ inclusions. He was like, oh, I'm just making like my antagonist like just super like
Low-key
just make a bunch of
bisexual
gay
as fuck.
jokes. Yeah, bisexual, just like sexually harassing like men and women at the same time. Like
If
and
he's
that's
doing
like
it to both, it's okay, apparently,
Yeah,
according to Mel
like-
Gibson.
that's real progress in 2025.
Dude, Zachary Levi needed to be in the... No, I'm kidding.
Dude, he might be in the next one, bro. I wouldn't even
Dude,
surprised.
low key. So I guess final thing to talk about 2025 movies before we get into the news segment of this all. Is Wolfman still the worst movie of the year?
Oh no.
What?
Dude,
Oh hell
what?
no! What? I thought Flight Risk was better than Wolfman.
Nah, bro, this is definitely the worst thing I've seen so far. But even like this and One of Them Days, I think those are both worse than
Oh
Wolfman, bro.
shit.
I have
Okay.
Wolfman over both of those, like, but yeah,
Damn.
nah.
So we already lost the streak for you. Oh man. Damn, that's tough. Wolfman's still my least favorite of the year. I mean, it's like pretty tied with.
Damn.
No, it's not. No. It's like a whole half star lower than Flight Risk, bro. Fuck no. Yeah. I mean, I guess we can get into what we watched. What we watched this past week. Bradley, is there anything you've seen in the month of January so far, or this last week that you just want to quickly mention?
Oh yeah. Well, I guess I just mentioned One of Them Days. I checked
Okay.
that
Yeah.
out. SZA, Kiki Palmer, executive produced by Issa Rae. Um, I don't know, man. It was just like going into it. I was hoping, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I appreciate Issa Rae, like, she's very inspirational, stuff like that. But like, her comedy's never been like my cup of tea. But also, like, I am like a man, so it's like
Yeah.
it's not really meant for me at the same time, for real, for real. So like, it's just not my cup of tea. So, but I was still like open minded going into it, and like, it's just like not my thing. Like, the movie just wasn't really like my thing too much. I think like if you like her other stuff, you'll like this. It's pretty similar to that. But I think it does bring up an issue with me, like with like at least modern comedies that I've seen. I just don't like. I get trying to like go off of like stuff from like current times and like make jokes about that stuff and like be very like modern. But I just feel like these movies are gonna age like terribly, bro. This movie like Glorilla on the soundtrack and like very just like current jokes. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
like 2 to 3 years from now, bro, like this movie's gonna just feel like, oh, this is that movie from like 2025, like 2024. Like,
Yeah.
it's just gonna like, I don't know, like it's not like timeless stuff. I feel like good comedies, these like people hold in high regards to, like the jokes will last like forever. Like they'll be funny. Like just the ideas in the movie like won't just be like just like time capsules that are just like, oh,
I
like that
think
was nostalgia for that time, you know?
I think that's sadly gonna happen anytime you have a pop culture star in your movie. Like
That
having
is true.
SZA in this movie inherently is like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a
Like
good point.
you know what I mean? Like SZA is just like it's SZA, bro. Like in 10 years you're gonna be like, oh, like damn, like SZA kind of washed now. So I don't mean it like that, but I'm saying like hypothetically they're gonna be like, oh damn, SZA washed. This movie was kind of mid too. But I mean, so I was gonna check this movie out because of Kiki Palmer. Like I love Kiki Palmer, and I was like, this is
Yeah.
gonna be great. And then Brantley texts me, and he's like, "Damn, bro, that shit was ass." So I was like, "All right, looks like I'm watching Den of Thieves instead." So this past week, I saw Den of Thieves 2, Den of Thieves Pantera. For context, I have not seen the first film, so I was a little bit lost going in, but I genuinely enjoyed it. Sadly, for some reason, this is only an hour shorter than The Brutalist. This shit is 2 hours and 30 minutes. For what reason, I do not know.
Do
But
you think you're Michael Mann?
yeah, no, they thought they were cooking. But I mean, I gave it like a 7 out of 10, 3.5 out of 5. I think it's genuinely really fun. It's just like dudes being dudes. Like it's so fire. I won't
Yeah.
lie though, like I don't really understand it. It's 100% because I have not seen the first film, but I don't think I really understand the dynamic between the two lead guys. It makes no sense, but it's so fire. If this was like 30 minutes shorter, and when I say 30 minutes shorter, I don't mean 30 minutes chopped off the end. I mean 30 minutes chopped off the beginning. Like the
Yeah.
setup is so fucking long for no reason.
No, I did these. I want to tap in, bro, because like it's just like low key a good time, bro. Like sometimes,
So
bro,
dude, it's
you just need a little bit of just of some, just a little bit of your typical hyper masculinity, bro. Just
yes,
a dad movie, bro. Like
bro.
just sometimes you just need to throw in a good dad flick. Like dad cinema just needs to like never die, bro. Like
It's
we just
just
need at least
dudes
one a
being
year.
dudes, bro.
Yeah,
It's
like
just dudes being dudes. It's so fire. Um, no, so last week on the pod, I was actually talking about how I hadn't seen a movie in like over a week, blah blah
yeah,
blah. This week I got my get back. Okay, so we're recording this on the 24th. This will go up on the next Monday. So I will have seen a couple more movies between this time. But since the 20th, since I think that was the last, or I think it was the 20th or the 19th that we recorded. I
yeah.
watched The Fall Guy, Den of Thieves 2, Tag, Billu, which is a Shah Rukh Khan Bollywood film, Presence, and Flight Risk. So I think I'm so back.
Dang,
Like I think we're just back.
busy.
I think it took me a week, but I'm also seeing Dogman, so I'll be reviewing that on the pod next week. I don't think Brantley's gonna watch that, but we'll be talking about Companion next week anyway. So I'll give my
Yeah.
review on Dogman. I'll also be giving my review on Hard Eyes next week on the pod. So
Bro.
stay tuned for the early review on that. Brantley won't have seen it yet, so I'll keep it spoiler free, obviously. But yeah, stay tuned for that next week. But that wraps up, I guess, the 2025 segment of this episode. Now to get into some news of the week. So I went in and just curated two of the biggest, honestly, most entertaining stories I think that we could talk about. Plus, obviously, the Oscar nominations are finally here. So I just came up with four of the most interesting topics to talk about between the two of us because there's a lot of Oscar stuff to talk about, but there's four main things. Brantley is absolutely dying. And low key, for all the shit you've talked to me all year long, kind of deserved. But nevertheless, let's get into the news. Starting it off, Ryan Gosling is in talks to star in Sean Levy's Star Wars film. So, for context, Brantley, the Sean Levy Star Wars film has been in development for 2 years. Now, the next Star Wars movie is actually supposed to be the Mandalorian and Grogu film, right? With Pedro Pascal. It's pretty much done with all of production, like the filming aspect of it, going into post-production very, very soon. But according to this Hollywood Reporter article, if Ryan Gosling signs on within like the next, I guess, quarter of this year, they are putting this film into hyperdrive to the point where this is not only going to be the next Star Wars film that comes out, but it's going to start filming in fall of this year. Apparently, the script is done. Everything is done. This starring part of it, though, has just been such a late development, I guess. So, bro, Ryan, I just don't know if Ryan Gosling's that big of a name anymore. Like, the Fall Guy didn't really do great. You know what I mean?
But I think the Fall Guy, I don't know. I think it was just like a... But maybe, I mean, he wasn't Barbie, though, bro. Like, I think, like, he has, like, the motion.
True. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, though. I mean, I know you're a way bigger, like, Ryan Gosling fan than I am. Like, I just haven't seen a lot of his stuff.
The study has to be done, bro. What happened after the Gray Man? What happened after the Gray Man? What did they do? They massacred my boy.
I feel like we're dealing with like two like washed things. Like Star Wars is washed.
Okay, washed. Washed is crazy. Okay, I'd understand too if you said Sean Levy in Star Wars. I get that.
I mean, was Sean Levy ever really good? Like,
no argument there. I'm not gonna. No argument there. I'm not gonna lie to you. Really, but you would go as far as to say Ryan Gosling is washed though? Like,
I mean, that's kind of like an exaggeration, but like I'm just saying, like he seems like he's just kind of becoming like he's in. I mean, he's getting the bag, which I can respect. He's had a long career. You know, he's been in like his little kind of he had like his artsy era. Now he's getting the bag, bro. Like, and I respect that. So I'm not saying it's really washed, but like it just seems like he's just kind of having fun with it, which is cool. But Star Wars, on the other hand, I think that is a washed franchise, bro. Like, I think it's washed.
Bro, get rid of it, bro. Put it in the trash. We're cooked. It's so bad. I watched The Acolyte. That shit was garbage. Apparently, the newest show, Skeleton Crew, I believe it's called.
Yeah, I didn't know it came out. I didn't know it was a thing. I saw TikTok. This girl was like, "Oh, the Skeleton Crew like finale." I'm like, "What?"
Learned about this show the week the finale premiered.
No,
and this shit is literally my job. Okay, like I am supposed to be talking about this shit every single week. My job is to make Star Wars tier lists, rankings, TikToks, whatever it may be. Did not tap into this shit at all whatsoever. You haven't even finished Mandalorian season 2, right?
Bro. No, I think that was last. I think I did finish season 2, but I haven't seen 3.
Yeah, don't watch that shit. Season 3 is so bad.
And then I watched Obi-Wan. That was like the last thing I've seen was Obi-Wan, bro. And that's really what made me mad. That's when I knew it was getting washed, bro. Because Obi-Wan, I was like, bro, there's no way it can mess us up, bro. Like, just that was. I was like, I didn't mind. They just like, went crazy with the fan service, bro. And they can't even do that right. I was like, bro, come on, bro.
Star Wars, okay. The Last Jedi kind of fucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
that's the last good thing I've seen from them, and I love Last Jedi. Yeah.
Anyways, I guess that we deviated from talking about Ryan Gosling to just shitting on Star Wars. So I think that tells you the state of the franchise. Getting into the final bit of news here before we get into Oscar talk, there's two pretty big pieces of news regarding Robert Eggers, who is I know Brantley absolutely loves Eggers.
I'm ready.
I'm a little bit mixed on him. Okay, so my Nosferatu video did great, but for some reason, even though I loved Nosferatu, I caught so many fucking strays in my comment section. So, okay, we got two pieces of news. I'm trying to find it in the order that it came out. Okay, I got the order that it dropped. So, first bit of news that we got, headline from Variety, Nosferatu director Robert Eggers sets next movie Werewolf for Christmas 2026 release. The couple of details that we got, apparently is set in like 13th century. The dialect is like very, very old English. All I know is that Robert Eggers saw Wolfman and was like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna do it myself."
I gotta get the people something better than this, bro.
Yeah. What do you think of this news? I mean, I think, bro, they're about to give Wolfman the greatest fit of all time. Like for how Count Orlok was moving, bro. Oh, Werewolf is.
Oh, I can only imagine. And in fact, I mean, from what people are saying, this is going to be an original. It's no adaptation. Of course, I think he's going to take from influences. So I mean, I can imagine what films and stuff he's going to probably take influence from. But this is like an original like screenplay, like just original. Like I don't think it's based on any source material so far, from what I know. So I'm excited for that alone. Just like seeing just kind of what comes like just from his mind creatively and just kind of just what he can cook up. And yeah, I'm just super excited, man. Like I just think like I mean, it's no one else like him doing it today. Like just the passion he kind of has for like this like lane of like period pieces and like gothic horror and stuff like that, like that lane, like he's the only kind of operating at that lane I think at a high level, and that's like really like passionate about it. Like he's gonna make sure that like, and I think his films alone, like I think the reason why I don't know if he could like just make something that's gonna like ever be like bad, because I think just on like a base like level, like the atmosphere is always gonna be there, bro. What, bro?
I'm kidding.
I have not seen The Witch, but like
I think
the atmosphere is there.
Nosferatu, so far in its box office run, has made $156 million worldwide. I believe it cost $40 million to make, if I'm not mistaken. But this is by far Robert Eggers' highest-grossing film. We don't know a budget for Werewolf yet, but we do know that the script is done. And people apparently, this is like deep cut Reddit threads, but like people were thinking that Werewolf was going to be his next film after The Northman, not Nosferatu. And there was a couple of interviews around the time of The Northman where there was people asking him like, "Oh, like is the Werewolf film your next one?" Blah blah blah. He couldn't say anything. So I'm assuming maybe it's a higher budget. You know, maybe he wants to do something a little bit slightly more CGI heavy, like a full CG character. And so I feel like that would be super duper interesting. I guess really it speaks to how amazing Eggers is as a director, that more than like who he casts in the film, what the story is, all I care is like what this movie is gonna feel like the aura of it. You know what I mean? I'm like
insane, bro.
Like no one is doing it like him. And so I don't know. I'm really, really interested to see what he really cooks up here.
Insane.
But the second bit of news that we got, literally the day after, by the way, Nosferatu director Robert Eggers signs on for Labyrinth sequel. I have never seen The Labyrinth, but originally this sequel was supposed to be directed by Scott Derrickson, the guy who directed Doctor Strange, Black Phone, I believe Sinister, something like that as well. It is by Jim Henson is the one that directed the first film, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And it's still by his production company. The script apparently is done, and back in 2023 when Scott Derrickson was attached to the project, it was the script was just being described as a sequel, not necessarily like a direct thing, I guess.
I think like taking, if I'm just comparing Eggers and Coogler, like minus Coogler's like MCU stuff, like dude, that's a tough comparison because bro, like Fruitvale Station, bro, and Creed, bro.
But getting into some Oscar talk, let's do it. So we got four general things we want to talk about here.
We're done with the Oscars, bro.
We're gonna start it off. Brantley, how you feeling, bro? Like just initial reactions. I will preface this conversation with, Brantley hasn't seen all of the films this year that have been nominated. I mean, like for general categories, we've seen most. Even I haven't seen every single one of the Best Picture nominees. I'm only one off. Brantley's like 2 or 3 off. We're gonna watch
4, I think.
We're gonna watch them all before we do a full. Yeah, 6 out. Yeah, we'll watch all of them, and we're gonna do a full Oscars breakdown episode a week or 2 before the Oscars. So we're gonna save our thoughts on every single category for later, but Brantley is, I think, number
Bro.
2 or number 3 film of the year.
This is my number 1, bro.
Oh, number 1.
Challengers High, bro. Like
I can't even see him, bro.
Challengers High, but I don't know what happened, bro. Bro, the Oscars, it's the people who vote. I don't know what they got going on.
They hate sex. They hate sex.
They do.
Yeah.
People say, oh, they nominated Honora, bro. That doesn't matter, bro. I'm still pushing the agenda.
I forgot
like,
about that. I'm not gonna lie.
no, like we're just gonna look past that. We're gonna stick to the agenda. They don't like sex, bro.
Oh my
They don't
God.
like sex, bro. Like they aren't freaks, and like if they just don't, they don't get it. Like I don't know what else. Like they don't understand.
Oh
They
my
don't
God.
like, bro. Zero nominations, bro.
I will say the no score nomination.
Bro.
I get it. No. I understand like why you're so mad. That like, I mean, I think it could have gotten in for like editing, makeup, hairstyle. Like I think it could have gotten in a lot of spots. But the fact that it didn't get score is crazy. And I'm like certified like dick writer in terms of hating on this shit. Like I hate it just because Brentley likes it. But like
And they put Wicked in there, bro.
yeah. Oh, that's crazy. By the way, Wicked for best score.
I'm like, I
For
don't
best
get it, bro.
score?
And then I looked it up
Okay.
'cause I was like, I knew it didn't count in the songs, bro. Like, cause I looked it up. I was
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't
okay,
count. That's the thing. It doesn't
It's
count.
the
songs.
background music.
No, it's the background music, bro. No. You know what pisses me off even fucking more, bro? It's the fact that how the hell did Wicked get into original score, but Dune didn't?
Bro, I'm saying
Wicked
bro.
isn't original music. It's from the fucking musical. That
But
makes
that's what
no
I'm saying.
sense.
They didn't count that though for the score. Like they separate, but so they counted Wicked.
bullshit,
But I'm saying the
bullshit,
music in the
bullshit,
background,
bullshit,
bro.
bullshit.
I don't remember the music in Wicked's
It's
background.
literally just
I'm
like fucking.
what?
It's some ambient lo-fi beats, bro. It's
Like
what
that made
the
it even
fuck?
worse. I'm like, bro, this is insane.
Oh, that shit
like,
pissed me off. That shit pissed me off.
I'm like, this is
no,
insane.
I'm a
bro.
D1 Challengers hater, and I can even admit that, like,
Dude, we just got the Golden Globe for best score.
No, that's yeah.
We just took that home. And you
Low
just-
key, I'm taking the substance score over Wicked as well. like, I'm taking most scores over Wicked. But the fact, oh my god, and the fact that Dune wasn't eligible is absolute bullshit.
That's what I'm
by the way.
saying,
That's
bro.
so stupid.
Dude, and then Denise snubbed for
Oh my
best
God.
director again, bro.
Oh my god.
What?
Okay, here's my prediction though. Well, we're so fucked by the way for Dune Messiah because remember how we were all like, it's the trilogy, like the last one. They got it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Bro, the Odyssey comes out the same year.
Bro.
It's so over.
Dude, that's
It's
gonna be hard though, dude. Like Nolan Denis head to head, bro. Like it's time.
Dude, by the way,
bro.
this is our first
It's
time. This is
time.
our first time because they've gone back. They've gone like alternating years.
Yeah, dude.
2027 is gonna be the
time.
first time we get Denis and Nolan back to back. Anyways, yeah. Challengers got fucked.
I don't understand. Dude, zero,
But,
bro.
Dude, zero's. Well, that's what's funny though. That's what's
Zero.
funny. That's what's funny because I was gonna go to the next category, but I'll just skip over this one and we'll talk about Emilia Perez getting 13 nominations. Brantley hasn't seen Emilia Perez, so pardon my French, but this movie fucking sucks. By the way, like it is. By the way, this movie I just found this out today. This is crazy. Y'all know Lyle Crocodile?
Yeah.
Lyle Crocodile has a higher average letterbox rating than Emilia Perez.
Dude, I haven't seen a single good thing about Nolan. I haven't seen any good like review or comment about this movie ever. Like,
I
seen
wonder.
one thing.
I genuinely like. I don't understand the Academy members. Like, they got to be on Selena Gomez's payroll, bro, or some shit. Like, it is.
Someone's
insane.
getting bribed up there, bro.
I don't get
Somebody's
it.
getting bribed.
13 is crazy. I believe it set a record for international, an international film with the most Oscar nominations ever. It's tied with Oppenheimer. Like, it has as much nominations as Oppenheimer did, bro. I will say the one I am really, really happy about, The Substance, got 7 nominations.
Oh, yes.
Including Best Actress. I think this is a huge win. Like, and the thing is, it's not just like nominated for all these things. Well, I think it has a good shot at winning like some of the technical things.
Yeah.
Demi Moore genuinely has a big chance of winning Best Actress.
Dude, she's like, look, you're a front runner now. I'm like, yo,
I know.
that
Bro,
would be crazy.
If you would have told me back in like September when I saw this film at TIFF, I would not have believed you that she would be in the front running for Best Actress.
Neither would I. When I saw it, I thought she did great. I love The Substance. But
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
love it. I
thinking
love it.
like, oh, this is like an awards kind of movie. I like, this is cool. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be like kind of taken over like how it has been. So I'm like, this is
100%.
crazy.
And then I guess getting into the Best Picture nominees, we just quickly want to go through all of them. We're obviously not going to talk about all of them in detail. Again, Brentley's seen 6 out of 10. I've seen 9 out of 10. Starting it off with Anora. I guess let's just generally talk about like our thoughts on odds of it winning. I think this is like second place. Like I think this is like either first or second. Like I literally think it's a tie between this and The Brutalist for me.
Yeah, I'm inching. Like, I haven't seen The Brutalist yet, but I'm leaning. I feel like that's gonna take it home.
But the Oscars aren't freaky though. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, I see. Anora.
It's like I feel like they're gonna be like a nomination will suffice.
Yeah, that's that type of thing. Like, okay, like, you know, we can't ignore it. Like, it has to get acknowledged,
Yeah.
but like, we can't give it the award. But like, I would love for Nora to win. I mean, like,
I think Mikey is certified winning Best Actress. If she doesn't,
dude,
I
I
think
don't
it's-
know, bro. Because people said
Really?
that Demi and the actress from I'm Still Here, bro. Apparently, they're like the two front runners, bro.
What? Okay, I gotta watch. I'm Still Here. That's the
That's
one
what I've been seeing on Twitter.
Alright.
People are saying like Mikey, like going into it, people thought like she probably like, was the front runner, but like now it's like up in the air.
Damn.
I'm like, I don't know.
I think Mikey Madison is easily the front runner.
But
like,
I want her to win the
100%.
most for sure.
Yeah. I think she's easily the best performance of the year. Then we got The Brutalist. Brentley hasn't seen this yet, but I think this is like pretty much gonna win almost. Like I think it's gonna win almost everything. Like it has 10 categories under its belt. Like we'll know like 2 categories in if they're just gonna dick eat Emilia Perez the whole
dude.
time.
If Emilia Perez sweeps, bro, hell no, bro.
It's so over, bro. I'm airing it out. No, I'm kidding. No. No, but The Brutalist, genuinely, like 10 nominations, I think it's clearing like probably 7 out of 10 of those. And then we have a complete unknown.
Bro, this is like your job, bro.
Nah. But okay, you got to think about it. Everyone agrees with me. But I think Timmy also being nominated for Best Actor kind of helps its odds. This you haven't seen this one, right?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's Bob Dylan biopic. You know what I mean? Like it's a biopic. They're gonna eat it up. It's pretty much certified in this category. Then we got Conclave, which you have seen.
Dude.
I'm kind of like. There's some movies where I was like, is it going to make the cut? Is it going to make the cut? And there's one film, by the way, we got to talk about this one movie that didn't make the cut. We'll mention that at the very end.
Okay.
Conclave was a little bit of a not a shoe-in compared to Emilia Perez and Wicked, but like,
Yeah,
I
like,
don't know, man.
what do you mean, you know? Like, I was
I'd say
confident
generally,
with the
generally
nomination.
it's a shoe-in, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, I mean, I think just even off the vibe of the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, like they're gonna eat this up, bro. Like Conclave, you can like, it's just like it has everything. Like, it's just one of those movies where it's like it's hitting on everything, and it kind of says I think everything like they're probably looking for is like, you know, the Oscars and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. And then we got Dune Part 2. This is my pick and prediction. I'm taking Dune Part 2. I love
That would be crazy.
No, it's definitely not going to win. But I think if it's not the Odyssey, I think it's Dune Messiah.
No, for real, because I don't get like how he's not best director. Like,
Shit
or
pisses
didn't
me,
even think the nomination.
They just hate us. They just hate Dune heads, bro. Then we have Emilia Perez. I don't even want to talk about it. Then we have I'm Still Here. I'm not going to lie. I have no fucking clue what this movie is, but I'm watching it as soon as possible because I was like, oh, I got every movie on lock. Like, like, bro, going into the Oscars, I was like, I'm not going to have to do any homework. Like, I'm good. I got the Best Picture video ready in the bag. And then they put in this, like, I believe it's a Portuguese film. I will say the best thing for the fact that I'm Still Here is getting nominated is the fact that they're not just throwing films into the Best International Feature category anymore. You know what I mean? Like, they're viewing it as, like, because obviously, like, every country gets to submit their film. I'm Still Here was so good that they genuinely were like, no, this belongs in not only Best International Feature, but Best Picture. And that doesn't happen
Parasite,
very often.
right?
Yeah, Parasite. I thought Decision to Leave was going to get nominated for Best Picture 2 years ago, or 3 years ago at this point, but it didn't. Then we have Nickel Boys. We actually talked about this for
Dude.
like 30 minutes on the pod last week.
If I was in charge, this would win.
If
bro.
I was in charge, give Lamel Ross every single award, bro. Give him everything. I actually not sure if Lamel Ross got nominated for Best
I don't
Director.
think so. I feel like for it to be Best Picture, I was a little disappointed that other people didn't get nominated. Do like I felt like I forgot the first name, but Ellis Taylor, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Best Supporting Nom, bro. I think that was a
Yeah.
slight snub, bro.
Yeah, no,
I think
I thought she was certified in the top 5, bro. The Substance got nominated for Best Picture. What timeline are we in, bro?
That's what I'm saying. Someone up there like loves this movie. Like someone in that space or a group of people just like are riding hard for this, bro.
That's crazy. Like body horror made it to Best Picture.
But I do have a question for you because someone had tweeted. They were like, Universal passed up on The Substance, bro. Universal, A24, and Neon all passed. And honestly, people are saying, oh, like they fumbled. But low key, bro, I feel like if it got distributed by one of them, bro, it would not have this much motion, bro. Those companies are like pumping out so much stuff. Like Mubi, bro, like they really locked in and like pushes to like the moon, bro. And I feel like those companies would not put that much effort into it. Like I don't think it would get any of this awards talk if it was picked up by those companies.
I think Universal, as crazy as it sounds, because Universal is the biggest company out of the 3, but hear me out. I'm talking about the demographic, right? It's like A24, they were fucked. A24, there's just no way. Like they already fucked it over with like I Saw the TV Glow, a different man. I believe that was A24.
Yeah, it was.
We Live in Time. There's so many of their films that just got like completely swept under the rug in every single catergory, just because they cannot nominate.
Sing, bro. Well, Sing Sing got a little love, but
no. We will be
should've
talking
been Best
about
Picture.
Sing Sing, guys.
Oh,
give me a second here. We will be talking about that movie. But yeah, I mean, I think Mubi was the absolute perfect choice. The only reason I say I think Universal could have done something is because Wicked was really their only Oscar thing. And I think Wicked really only caught steam because of, like, I don't think Wicked Part 2 is going to be hitting Oscar noms like this one did at all. Dude, it's crazy. That movie has a Best Picture nominee.
Dude, they were hungry, bro. They were pushing to the moon. I'm like,
yeah, they knew what they were doing. Then we got Wicked. No, so the last film I wanted to talk about was Sing Sing. So, you know, my boy Coleman Domingo got the Best Actor nom. You know,
Dude,
we got one, but we didn't get a Best Supporting Actor nom, and we also didn't get Best Picture. So, fuck A24 till the day I die. Brantley, you know what? I'll stand here with pride, bro. It is my job to talk about films. And A24 genuinely has fucked over this movie more than I can think. Okay, cool. This is about to sound so bad, but just hear me out, okay? Okay, cool. You re-released your movie in January and let them play it in prisons. Why didn't you do that when it originally came out? Like, that makes no fucking sense to me. Like, whoop, whoop. You did it. Fucking a month before the Oscar nominations. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Like, it is so lazy. I hate to even use this word. A24 is so fucking pretentious about this shit, bro. Like, okay, we're gonna buy out our 3.5 hour long movie from TIFF, and we're not gonna promote shit for Sing Sing. Come on, bro.
That's true. But I guess I agree. Like their release method is like crappy. But I do see like their method, I guess, because I know with the Brewers they did the same thing. Now it just come out now, like right around nomination time to get like that buzz.
The thing is,
so I guess maybe they were
Brewers,
trying that with Sing Sing, but like it seemed like even before they weren't really putting the same amount of effort into it for real. So
but it's different because the Brutalist never even started any run. That's the thing.
True.
Is the Brutalist just started at Venice and TIFF this past year? Like this award season, the Brutalist started, bro. Sing Sing premiered at TIFF 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot about that. That's crazy.
Like they skipped the whole like the Oppenheimer Awards season, like last year's Oscars. They skipped all of that. I mean, that wraps up pretty much everything we're going to talk about this episode. A bit longer than last week's episode, but there was just a lot to talk about. Next week, we'll be back on the Beyond the Frame podcast talking about Companion, obviously the news for next week, and we'll probably throw in some Oscar talk here and there with just more predictions and just general upcoming news. But Let us know your favorite piece of news from this week, what you thought of both Presence and Flight Risk, if you've seen one, the other, or both. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.